A wealthy landlord screamed at a struggling single black mother, "Get your trash out of my property." He thought his money made him untouchable. He thought he could throw a family onto the street in the dead of winter. But he mocked the wrong woman, because 30 minutes later, that same landlord was on his knees, begging. He didn't know that one phone call had already destroyed his entire empire. Karma doesn't care about your bank account. Before we dive into this powerful story, kindly tell us where you are watching from in the comments. Subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Maria was tired. She worked 2 shifts at a diner just to keep the lights on. Her son Leo was sick. The medicine cost more than their weekly food budget. She was barely hanging on. Then the knock came. It wasn't a friendly neighbor. It was Richard Sterling. Sterling owned half the city. Or, at least, he acted like he did. He drove a brand new Aston. He wore suits that cost more than Maria's yearly salary. He didn't come to collect rent. He came to collect the keys. He wanted to renovate, to turn the old building into luxury condos. And Maria? She was just a stain on his investment. He handed her a paper. "You have 24 hours, or the sheriff throws you out." Maria begged, "Please, Mr. Sterling. My son is sick. We have nowhere to go. Just give me a week." Sterling didn't even look up from his phone. "Not my problem. Being poor is a choice. You made yours." He laughed. He actually laughed. "If you're still here tomorrow," he said, "I'll call child services. A mother who can't provide a roof shouldn't have a child." That broke her. Sterling walked away, feeling powerful. He got into his truck and drove off to his mansion. He thought he had won. But Maria had one thing Sterling didn't: history. She remembered her grandmother, the woman who lived in apartment 4B for 40 years. The woman who always told her, "This place is special, Maria. Never let them take it." Maria dried her tears. She had one option left. She called the number on a crumpled business card. A free legal aid clinic. She didn't have money. She only had hope. Mr. Vance wasn't wealthy. He drove a beat-up sedan. His suit was 10 years old. But his mind? Sharp as a razor. He listened to Maria. He looked at the eviction notice. Then he frowned. "Sterling claims he bought this building 5 years ago," Vance said. "From a previous management company." Maria nodded. "That's what he says. He raised the rent the day he took over." Vance pulled a file. "I know Richard Sterling. He cuts corners. He bullies people who can't fight back." Vance stood up. "I need to check the county records. Something isn't right." Meanwhile, Sterling was celebrating. He told his friends, "Tomorrow, the building is empty. Next month, we break ground." He had no idea that in a dusty basement at the Hall of Records, Mr. Vance was uncovering a secret that had been buried for decades. And 30 minutes later, Vance found it. The next morning, the heat went off. It was freezing. Sterling wasn't waiting for the sheriff. He was freezing them out. Maria called Vance. "It's cold. Leo is coughing. I have to leave." "Don't move," Vance said. His voice was different now. Harder. "I'm coming over. And I'm bringing someone." Sterling showed up at noon. He brought muscle. He wanted to scare her. He banged on the door. "Time's up. Get out." He kicked the door. The wood splintered. Maria screamed. She held Leo tight. Sterling yelled, "I own this place." He was drunk on power. He thought the world revolved around him. But then a car pulled up. Not a police car. A Blacktown car. Mr. Vance stepped out. And behind him walked a man in a suit carrying a briefcase. Sterling turned around. "Who are you? Get off my property." Vance smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. "We need to talk, Richard," Vance said. "About who actually owns this building." Sterling scoffed. I bought this place. I have the deed. I have the bank transfer. You have a deed, Vance said calmly. But it's a fake. Sterling's face went pale. You're lying. I'll sue you. I'll destroy you. You didn't buy this building from a management company, Vance continued, because the management company never owned it. Vance opened the folder. He pulled out a yellowed piece of paper. This building was purchased 40 years ago. Paid in full. Cash. Sterling was sweating now. So what? The old owner died. Yes, Vance said. She did. But she didn't sell it. The owner was Rosa Martinez, Vance said. Maria gasped. My grandmother. Sterling stepped back. That's impossible. She was just a tenant. No, Vance said. She was the landlord. She let everyone believe she was a tenant so she wouldn't be treated differently. But when she died, she left the building in a trust. Vance looked at Maria. She left it to you, Maria. You turn 25 tomorrow. The trust activates then. Sterling screamed. That's a lie. I have papers. My father handled the transfer. Your father, Vance said, forged the signature of a dead woman. We just proved it. The notary confessed this morning. Sterling looked at his security guards. Get them out of here. The guards didn't move. They looked at Vance. They looked at the paperwork. They stepped away from Sterling. You've been collecting rent illegally for 5 years, Vance said. That's fraud. That's grand larceny. That's federal. Sterling tried to run. He actually tried to run to his Aston. But the police were already there. They didn't put handcuffs on Maria. They put them on Sterling. He shouted, Do you know who I am? I am wealthy. An officer pushed him into the car. You have the right to remain silent. Maria stood in the doorway. She wasn't just a tenant anymore. She was the owner. Sterling lost everything. His assets were frozen. His reputation? Destroyed. He spent the next 10 years in a cell, thinking about the trash he tried to throw out. Maria didn't evict the other tenants. She lowered the rent. She fixed the heat. She made it a home. She learned that true power isn't about money. It's about standing your ground. Sterling thought he could crush the weak. But he forgot one thing. Even the tallest tower falls if the foundation is a lie.